5-Minute Habits for Healthy Living. This week's habit is called Take One Day to Relax. Hello, this is Dr. Brian Morris, and welcome to 5-Minute Habits for Healthy Living, where you will learn the tools to practice a healthy lifestyle 5 minutes at a time. Life has become very complicated with a seemingly endless amount of health information at our fingertips. How do you know what to believe and what not to believe? In this podcast, I sort through the maze of information and distill it into easy-to-digest, time-tested, evidence-based practical strategies for optimal health. I've been practicing internal medicine for 20 years. I went to medical school at Johns Hopkins, I trained at Yale, and I previously held a teaching position at Harvard Medical School. I currently practice medicine and hold a teaching appointment at UCLA Medical School here in Los Angeles, where I teach these tools and these strategies to medical students, house staff, doctors, and of course, to my patients. Before we get to this week's habit, I'd like to remind you that the information contained in this podcast and at 5minutemd.com is intended solely for educational purposes and should not be used to diagnose, treat, or prevent any health condition or illness. This information may not apply to a specific health situation and is not a substitute for medical care by a qualified, licensed, board-certified healthcare professional. Please consult with your healthcare provider before making any changes to your healthcare regimen. This week's habit is called Take One Day to Relax, spend time with friends and family, and not work. Life can be overwhelmingly busy at times. I thought smartphones and tablets were supposed to save us so much time, but the truth is that we are busier now than ever before. Work life, home life, sometimes it seems like there are fewer hours in the day. The truth is that the length of the day has not changed, but how much we want to accomplish in these hours has risen dramatically. The advent of instantaneous availability of an unlimited array of information has simply created more activities, which eats even further into our already time-constrained lives. I was just commenting to my wife that simply keeping all of our devices charged seems like a full-time job. The analogy I use is that if we don't take time to recharge our smartphones, we'll end up with a dead cell phone. Likewise, our bodies and our souls need time to recharge every week. In general, this happens best if we recharge 1 day per week. In an ideal world, we would give up television, computers, and even all electronic devices for 1 day each week. What would we do during that day? We would talk with friends, we would talk with family, we would enjoy a nice relaxing meal together, we would read a good book, we would speak about sports and other activities, we would play an instrument. There's so much that we can do to recharge ourselves that doesn't involve technology and gathering more information and doing more work. We all need time to regroup and reboot, and this means unplugging our lives for 1 day each week. Conversing with our friends and family, spending time with nature, or connecting with our spiritual or religious side can really help. The key is to turn off our busy lives, whether it's at the office or even at home, and take time to explore the areas of life that we tend to forget all week. Now, for some of us, it is impossible to completely turn off our entire connection to technology for 1 full day a week. So for those people, I suggest you start by turning off one thing each week. Perhaps you don't use a computer for 1 day each week. Perhaps you don't do any business work for 1 day each week. Perhaps you don't drive for 1 day each week. Pick one aspect of technology to give up each week. And if 1 full day is too much, then simply do this for 1 morning each week. Pick one aspect of work or technology and see if you can give that up for at least 1 day a week. The thought of doing this may seem outlandish to some of you, but our souls and our lives and our health need this. Here's your homework. Take 1 day each week and focus on connecting with friends and family and refrain from any work or any technology for 1 day. If you can't take an entire day, then just take that morning. But be very careful to not perform any work and not use any technology for that period of time. Most people who try this find that it is incredibly refreshing. to give up work and technology for a period of time each week. So yes, that means no internet. It means no smartphones. It means no tablets. But you just might find that it's refreshing and inspiring to be away from those parts of the world for just a short period of time. Try it. You'll be amazed how much better and how much more productive you are for the rest of the week. Once you start doing this, most people start to look forward to this day of the week, the time away from the world, the time to look inward and to reinforce our relationships with others. This can be rejuvenating and inspiring. Give it a try. Let's keep the dialogue going. Let me know what you think of this week's Pearl for Clinical Practice. You can email me at drmorris@5minutemd.com. That's DRMORRIS at 5minutemd.com. You can post your comments and your experiences on the 5 Minute MD Facebook page. You can follow us on Twitter at Brian Morris MD. And you can visit us anytime on our website, 5minutemd.com. Let your friends and your colleagues know about the podcast and make sure that you are subscribed on iTunes. When you are subscribed on iTunes, you will receive new podcast pearls as soon as they are posted. And if you have a few minutes and you enjoy what we're doing here on this podcast, please head over to iTunes and leave us a review. Thank you so much for listening. I will see you at the next 5.